New York Comic Con was last weekend, and I am just so very tired. Guys, I'm tired. On the last day, Warner Brothers released the final full trailer for Justice League, the climax of their big DC Cinematic Universe experiment. I know everybody calls it the DC Extended Universe, but A, that's not an official name, that was never made the official name, and B, that's a stupid name. This was an interesting trailer because on the one hand, parts of it looked very rough still, and we're almost a month away from release. On the other hand, this trailer actually looked kind of good. I know, I'm as shocked as you are. Rather than talk about this one trailer, I want to go back and talk about all the official trailers for Justice League and discuss how this movie, in my opinion, has changed over time. The first trailer for Justice League released in July of last year during San Diego Comic-Con. This came 2 months after the release of Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, a movie that was routinely criticized for, among other things, being way too dark, way too violent, and way too humorless. This trailer felt like a 2.5-minute answer to that. It had the White Stripes song Icky Thumb playing to keep the overall tone much more upbeat, and there were jokes. This movie is gonna have jokes, son.
Arthur Curry. I hear you can talk to fish.
Now, yes, the funny moments were pretty funny, and I do like the White Stripes, but this still looked like Batman vs Superman to me. The whole thing had that desaturated blue tint to it. Everything looked ugly and drab. Plus, there was no real action in it. And I don't just mean fight scenes and chase scenes. I mean like anything really going on. It was just a setup piece to say, hey, here's the Justice League. The second trailer came out in March of this year. This was the first theatrical trailer, and overall, it wasn't too dissimilar to what the Comic-Con trailer was. Still got jokes, still blue and gray, still got the White Stripes, this time the song Hardest Button to Button. In addition, it also included a hard rock cover of the Beatles song Come Together. And that's a song choice that actually makes sense for this. And we finally got to see some actual action, and it looked fine, I guess. Look, I know the action scenes in BVS are one of the few points that everybody agrees were good, but honestly, I'm one of the few people who did not like them at all. I found the actual lighting of the picture way too dark to see anything, the action moved way too fast to make sense of anything, and when the CGI took over, it just didn't look real at all. It took me right out of it. All of that was repeated in this second trailer. Plus, in addition to the Justice League, we see shots of Themyscira, Atlantis, Barry Allen talking to his dad in prison, Lois Lane. That's a lot of stuff. Just how long is this movie supposed to be? Next came the 2017 San Diego Comic-Con trailer, and it opened up with Wonder Woman doing awesome things. Her movie had just recently come out, so I guess Warner Brothers and DC figured, let's just open it with her. Everyone seems to be riding high on the Wonder Woman train. Everyone except this guy, of course. This trailer also started to go more into the story of why Batman is putting together this team to fight evil, specifically referencing Superman's death in BVS and how that affected the world. Now, it's okay to call bullshit on this, right? The Superman I saw in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman wasn't really doing much to inspire hope in people. He was moping around for most, if not all, of those movies. Also, he says this:
The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.
That's not something Superman says. We did get to hear the main villain of this movie, Steppenwolf, and we started to see him, but he was very obscured. Mostly long shots, far away shots, and really fast close-ups. And we got to see plenty more action, which, well, okay, I hate it when a movie critic says that a movie looks like a video game. To me, that's their way of putting down a movie by comparing it to what they think is an inferior medium, which is just not fair. We all know that video games are just as valid an art form as movies, and hell, some video games look a lot better than movies do nowadays. But this really does look like a cutscene from a video game, and not in a good way. The action is way too over the top to be believable. None of the characters have any weight to them. The sky is very red for some reason. It just makes everything feel so unbelievable, and for a movie starring an immortal Amazon and a nerd who can break the sound barrier, believability is the most important thing to have. Now, this trailer was actually the first one released after it was announced that Joss Whedon was going to take over directing duties from Zack Snyder. In this trailer, though, we don't really get to see a lot of Whedon's touches here, it still mostly feels like a Zack Snyder piece. Yeah, there were jokey bits here, but there were jokey bits in the other trailer, so it's really hard to tell if this was Whedon's touch or Snyder's attempt at humor. The trailer we just got on Sunday though, that's the trailer where I think we can finally see what Joss Whedon is adding to this movie. And not just the humorous dialogue, but the fact that there's actually color in this movie. No more desaturated blue and gray. Everything looks bright and vibrant. The red skies look a lot better than they did. Hell, even the posters have a lot more color than they used to. We can finally make out the details of Wonder Woman's costume. It's starting to look less like Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel and more like an actual comic book movie. Dare I say, more like a Marvel movie? No, I shouldn't say that. A lot of you are gonna get really pissed at me. Action is bigger, the dialogue sounds better, it's not as jam-packed with crap as the other trailers were. Everything about this trailer just felt better, including the cover of the David Bowie song Heroes. Everything except for the bigger action. It still looks way too video gamey for its own good. Hell, it looks even more video gamey. Aquaman flying around the skies just looks like a ragdoll. He has no weight, it looks unbelievable. Also, serious question, is it just me or does anybody else think that Aquaman is gonna do an air guitar solo after every fight scene or one-liner he gives? Seriously, he just looks like a guy who goes around with playing behind him. But cartoonishness aside, this is legitimately the best trailer Warner Brothers and DC have put out for Justice League, and it's made me moderately excited for it. I'm still skeptical as hell. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. All that stuff. But over the course of these 4 trailers, you really do get the sense that Warner Brothers is trying and learning from their past mistakes and want to make a better movie and be better to the fans. Will they? Well, we won't know until November, but at least now we have a better sense of what they're trying to do with their biggest property. But what did you guys think about the Justice League trailer? Which one was your favorite? Do you think we're gonna get a wicked Aquaman air guitar solo at some point in this movie? Let me know down below or anywhere on the internet. If you need more Justice League in your life, check the description below for some Amazon links to some Justice League books I think you will enjoy. They're all year 1 type stories, first adventures of the Justice League, which would go well with the theme of this movie. It's their first adventure after all. Of course, new videos every Tuesday and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern is Wulff Live. So make sure you hit the subscribe button to check it out. Click the bell icon so you get notifications for when we go live and for all of our other videos. Like this one, share it with a friend, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time.